So with this movie, critics are gonna love it or hate it. They're gonna hate it because it is very tonally off, or they're gonna love it because there's a line in the movie that says "down with the patriarchy." Which one is it? Chase Lee Hockey with the Blue Futon reviewing Polite Society. So what's this movie about? It's a pretty simple premise. Actually, there's a girl who wants to be a stunt woman and her sister who wanted to be an artist, but I don't think she liked being an artist or something happened where she's like, I don't think I'm good enough. This is not the career for me. But when she finds a man, the younger sister freaks out saying, no, you need to be an artist. No, you need to be an artist. No, you need to be an artist. And the family's like, calm down. Maybe she's not an artist. But then the guy she meets, you know something's going to be nefarious because it's a kind of a movie that it is. And what is nefarious? It's some sci-fi weird plot that I'm not going to spoil. But then it's mixed in with some Kung Pao Enter the Fist style of action sequences. And you're just like, what are we doing here? So, did I like this movie, however? I thought it was a good movie. It's nothing like fantastically awesome, but I did have fun with the overall premise of the different, subgenres they were trying to put in this movie. So let's talk about the positives. I think the acting by everyone involved is fantastic. They do a great job. The mom, the mama's boy, the other parents, the two daughters, they do a great job for the movie. And I think the directing and writing is pretty good, but it is very mixed matchy where I could say, yes, there's some witty, funny dialogue here, but other dialogue here, I'm like, wow, that's freaking forced. And some directing, like, wow, that's not a bad, style of directing for the action sequence. Then another action sequence, you're like, holy shit, you're editing this way too much. Especially there's a scene where she's trying to do this flying kick, and the kick just never looks right. Let's put it that way. You're just like, something doesn't feel right with that kick whatsoever. Like I said, it moves to like a Kung Pao Enter the Fist territory where you're just like, I understand you're doing this here, but then you go into this weird like subplot of like, it almost felt like Don't Breathe. So you're like, what the fuck are we doing with this subplot? So it's all over the place, and you're either gonna like it or you're gonna hate it. And to me, it was a 60-40. Like, yeah, I could get down with it, but you're just like, what are we doing? Because this dialogue makes no sense. Because there's this funny scene at the gym, absolutely hysterical what they're doing. I mean, 10 out of 10, funny shit. But then you just get to them when they're like in the room together. You're just like, it's like almost too much girl power, and you're just like almost like Powerpuff Girls to an extreme. And you're just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This makes no sense for what we're doing with this story. Like, you're not interacting right. And then also with the girl wanting her sister to be an artist, and they finally explain it why, like, oh, if you don't want to be an artist, that means I can't follow my dreams. But you pushing your sister to do something she might not want to do is just as dirty as her. It just feels almost as dirty. It's not okay. It's not the same as almost as dirty, but it's the same thing as with her trying to get married. Of like someone else telling her what to do, but you're also trying to tell her what to do. And then there's a scene where their sisters are fighting in the bedroom, and they demolish the house. Fucking demolish the house. And like I said, I know it's for comic relief, but you're just like, you adding that, and you're doing a complete 180. I mean, a complete 180. And you're just like, what are we doing? And then there's a scene where she tries to make someone promiscuous, let's put it that way. If someone does that in the thing she puts it in, and it's that much, I mean, you're going to Beau is Afraid territory. That's all I'm going to say there if you see in both movies, because it's like, wow, he must, never, do it a lot. That's all I'm going to say there. So this movie, or this review, is going to be very all over the place, because this movie is all over the place. I didn't know if it wanted to be a sci-fi movie. I didn't know if it wanted to be a Kung Pao movie. I didn't know what kind of dialogue was going to show, because some dialogue, you're like, that shit funny. I like that gag. Then other times you're like, what are we trying to do here? Especially with this, hall monitor at the very beginning. It's all over the place. It truly is. I'm very curious what the critics and audience score is going to be, because I think, like I said, they're going to love it or they're going to hate it. And I'm sorry, any movie that says down with the patriarchy and it's movies like this, I have to downgrade it, because it's just such a cop-out and it's disgusting. Where you're like, can you please tell me what the patriarchy is? And someone will be like, that you can't tell me because I watch those Jubilee videos where it's like, down with the patriarchy, and the male feminists and the female anti-feminists, and they're like, the females are like, what are you talking about? And the guy's like, well, the patriarchy made it this way where the men had to feel this way. It's like, did it though? Or are you just making excuses? I think you're making excuses. So polite society will receive a 3 out of 5 with Futon. It goes at 60%. We'll see the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have the critics a 91% with 99 of them. Kind of not shocked, honestly. Like I said, fewer than 50 for the audience, so there's nothing yet. Critic consensus. Polite society throws kicks and punches the genre etiquette book out the window to deliver a fun film that blends Bollywood spectacle and British wariness. I don't know if it really did Bollywood spectacle, if you want to call that one dance sequence, but that was really it. I am curious on the people who did give it a negative, though. I'm just curious. Because, I'm not the one of them, but I was pretty damn close. Okay, here it is. Polite society is so busy being so many things that never stops being anything real. Detroit News, Adam Graham. That's honestly the best way to say it. But one saying, what the hell did I watch? While Simi Chain was saying, I'm glad you saw it. So I do think some critics are like, this is a little bit too much. And yeah, and I was also wondering, at the very end, why does this wife have all the guests charging people? Like I said, it was the editing. Some of the action sequences were just edited so piss poorly, and I was just like, it took me out. But anyway, 91, no clue. 60, chase out with the blue futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if things Bhutan told you. Bhutan, thank you for watching. A great day. I don't care if you watch this today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I love every single one of you. Polite society. I don't know if I understand this title the more I think about it. Polite society. I don't know. I don't.